All right, ladies, we're going to go ahead and do chapter 3 notes. Multiplying and dividing rational numbers. Okay, we've done this before in grade school, but we got to continue to, I have the wrong thing there. Let's go ahead and start this. So 7.2, 0.2. Okay, I'm going to line them up vertically, and it's multiplication. So I should have a multiply sign there. I'm not going to worry about the sign yet. I just know that because the signs are different, my answer is going to be negative. Because a negative times a positive equals a negative, right? So I will write that in a different manner there. Why is it doing this to me? Sorry, ladies. All right, so a negative times a positive equals a negative, right? And anytime the sign is different, it'll be negative. So we go ahead and multiply vertically like this. So we have 4. 2 times 7 is 14. We need to add a 0. And then this is 0 times 2, which is 0. 0 times 7, which is, oops, not 7, 0 again. Oh my God, driving me nuts. Driving me bonkers here. All right, so 0. And so I have 144. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this, and I'm going to have 144. And how many decimal places do I have behind the decimal, or how many place values? I have 2 place values. So if my decimal starts here, I need to go 1, 2, and that's where my new decimal will be. So I have 1.44, and it's negative. All right, moving on. Wish I gave myself a little bit more room here. Let's see. Thought I gave myself enough room, but there we go. That should probably work. Okay. So, in this case, we have a negative times a negative equals a positive. So we're going to do, we're dividing. Same thing though, right? A negative divided by a negative. Grr, what the heck is doing? All right. So how do we divide this? We're going to have 23.94 divided by 10.5. So what we first need to do is we need to move the decimal place one place to the right to get it to 105. So then we have 105 on the outside, and then we have move this decimal place to right here. So we have 239.4. So how many times does 105 go into 239? That was spooky. Did you see that over here? What's going on here? Yeah, that was spooky. Okay. I'm going to leave it alone, ladies. Sorry. So 105 times 2 is 210. So 2 there. And then we have 210. And then we subtract that. Bring down the 4. I'm moving that decimal up. Again, how many times does 2 go into 105? I'm sorry. How many times does 105 go into 294? Twice, again, because if we went 3 times, that would be 315, right? Okay, and no, 105 does not go into 84, but we could add a 0 here. Bring it down. And how many times does 105 go into 840? I think it's probably 8 times. Because if we have 105 times 8, 8 times 5 is 40, right? So that's kind of nice. And that's perfect. So anytime you do these, it will be a terminating decimal. So always go the next step. So what did we have there? 8, right? 8 times 105 is 840. And then we subtract, and that's 0. So our answer is 2.28. All right, and not negative. Okay, so those are just the decimal ones. Now we need to do fractions. These actually are easier, I think, right? Because all we have to do is multiply across. That looks like a weird M, but M-U-L-T. Multiply across. So 2 times 1 over 5 times 3 is equal to 2 over 15. Can that be reduced? No. So that is my final answer. Oh, but now I have a mixed number. So that's why we have to change the mixed number to an improper fraction in order to multiply these. So we have 3/5 times, and how do I change a mixed number to an improper fraction? Is I multiply these and I add that solution to 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So I get 3 over, and the original denominator, which is 2. And then I multiply across. That's 9 over 10. That's what it's doing over here. It has this little shape thing on, and I don't want that on. Sorry. So it's like if I draw something that looks like a shape, it'll make it a shape. Ah, that was a pretty nice box, wasn't it? Okay, moving on. Okay, there's 2 ways we can go about doing it. Multiply across and then reduce. So if we multiply across, we have 2 times 1, which is 2. 4 times 9 is 36. Okay, and then I would reduce that. 2 goes into both of those, so divide by 2. Divide by 2. And we have 1 over 18. The other way to go about doing it is 1/4 times 2/9 is cross cancel. So these guys it's kind of weird. I know it shows up better on the white, but these guys can be canceled. They divide one another. Like 2 can divide 4. So 2 goes into 2 one time, and 2 goes into 4 twice. So then I multiply those numbers. 1 times 1, which is 1, and 2 times 9, which is 18. All right. So 2 separate ways. Let's see. If you notice, I added a couple different pens so I didn't always have to come up here and switch. I'm learning new things myself. All right. Now we have a negative and a positive. And can I cross cancel? When things are up next to each other, that means just multiplication, right? So it's a negative times a positive. So our answer is going to be negative. So we'll have negative something over something. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 4 times 8 is 32. And no, nothing can be reduced there. All right, name the reciprocal. So the reason why I'm having you name the reciprocal is because we need to use the reciprocal to multiply or divide fractions, right? So reciprocal means I flip fraction. So that becomes 8 over 3. Simple as that. Now this one is a mixed number, so I need to do my little boom, boom. Multiply 5 and 2, which is 10. Add 4, which is 14. And put it over the original denominator. So what's the reciprocal to that? 5/14. All right, so we're going to find each quotient. I'm sure all of you might have heard of the whole, copy, dot, flip, or keep, change, flip. Keep. Either one works, right? Excuse my scratch. So I copy the first one, I change the sign to multiplication, and flip the next one. So my answer would be 2 times 1, 2, 3 times 1, 3, 2/3. Next one, we're going to keep the first one, change the sign, flip the second one. Anything cross cancel? No. It's going to be 9 over 16. This one I must change to improper fractions first. 3/4 divided by 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5 over 2. Now, I keep the first one, change the sign, flip the second one. I'm going to go ahead and cross cancel. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. And I multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. All right, here I have some negatives. All I have to do is same thing as I've been doing. Negative times a negative equals a positive. So I have 1/5 times 10 over 3. And it looks like I can cross cancel. 5 goes into 10 and 5. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 10 twice. And that's literally 2/3 times 1, right? So 2/3. And it's positive. Oh, okay. That is it for today. And then last section of this chapter will be on Tuesday. All right. I will see you all.